To the round of 16 we go now, with Mexico taking on England for a place in the quarterfinals of the 2026 World Cup, who of course will continue their journey, who of course will pack their bags and go home. We're going to take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we take a look at the round of 16 matchup between one of the hosts. That's right, it's Mexico taking on England in Azteca Stadium, of course. Who'd have thunk it? That's right, in what's going to be an absolute spicy encounter coming at you this coming weekend. Mexico coming into this looking red hot to trot. England look a bit dodgy, but maybe they've saved their best till now. We'll talk about that and much more in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe. You want some show for Blackburn Rovers World Cup previews. That's right, we're previewing this one and all of them all the way through to the final. Can Mexico get to the quarterfinals, or will England raise their game once again? Of course, to oust one of the hosts. We'll talk about it in a minute. Big shout out to my members of the patrons. You know who you are. Can we get another 80 likes for this video? You've been fantastic on the likes. And of course, these two nations would love some more likes to get moving in the right direction. But Mexico coming into 5 wins on the bounce, 100% form for them right now. And of course, coming at it in their own backyard. Of course, it is the graveyard of other teams. They've gone unbeaten here. I think they've only lost twice in around about 80 odd games. So they're looking hot to trot. Taking on England's side, of course, have been a bit toothless in certain areas. Maybe it's all about to click into place. That's right. But they're coming into this 87% form, unbeaten in the last 5. This could be one for the ages. But let's take a look at how we got here with Mexico. They are, of course, our hosts for this World Cup. They qualified or secured that title back in the 14th of Feb 2023. 18 World Cups for them. 2022 was the last. They've been here 9 successive times. They've never bested the quarterfinals. They're hoping to match that here and now, of course, but they did accomplish it back in 1970. And of course, when they hosted it again previously, back in 1986, they're managed by Javier Aguirre, captain Edison Alvarez, the VIP being Santiago Jimenez, and of course the FIFA ranking right here and now is 15th in the World Cup. I did expect them to make the quarterfinals. This is, of course, the bridge of where that's going to either turn in the right direction or not. They're going to be looking at these guys, of course. Raul Rangel yet to be beaten at the moment, conceded no goals so far at this World Cup. The likes of Gallardo at the back there, Montez Sanchez, Israel Reyes as well. Into the likes of midfield, we've got Edison Alvarez as mentioned, Luis Romeo, we've got the wonderkind Gilberto Mora as well. Up top, the likes of Santiago Jimenez, we've got Raul Jimenez as well, and also Julian Quinones, who has been red hot to trot. And he has, of course, the top goal scorer for Mexico coming into this with 3 goals so far. Roberto Alvarado has been the key man with the creativity, 3 assists for him. Jean Vasquez has made the most passes, and of course Raul Rangel has been unbeaten at the back, 101. Also attempted line breaks, whatever that means. But anyway, coming into this, these are your Mexican personnel. This is, of course, the lineup we're expecting with a 4-3-3 with the likes of Rangel between the sticks, Gallardo, Vasquez, Montes, and Sanchez. We'd like to have Romo, Riera, Mora, of course, Alvarado on the right, Quinones on the left, Jimenez down the middle. That's, of course, your Mexican your team there. Of course, they did qualify to these knockout stages by topping Group A with a perfect record. 3 wins out of 3, 6 goals scored, none conceded. They started off with that 2-0 win over South Africa. They followed that up with a 1-0 win over South Korea, and of course complete the trio with a 3-0 win over Czech Republic, 3-2-1 if you like. Then of course they made it through to the round of 32 where they took on who did they take on? They took on Ecuador, that's right, and of course they came through that 2-0 win also at this very venue at the Azteca. They're now here, of course, looking forward to the matchup against these boys. It is of course England who qualified via the Europa pathway. That's right, if I can hop back over to the screen, there we go. They qualified way back on the 14th of October 2025. That's Group K if you're checking. They secured their 17th World Cup now. 2022 was their last 8 successive tournaments. Of course, they haven't won it since 1966. They're managed by Thomas Tuchel, captain though Harry Kane, and of course the VIP Jude Bellingham. 2 world-class players right here, right now. They're ranked 4th in the World Cup or in the world rankings at the moment. They're of course coming into this with a squad buoyed on by likes of Pickford between the sticks. Concerns at the back with no more Livermento, of course. Reece James also injured at right back. Question marks at who's going to fill in the void at that back, that right back slot. Meanwhile, into midfield, the likes of Bellingham, Rice, Anderson is the ever-present 3-man midfield there. Up top, Harry Kane will be supported by other personnel as well. But we are looking at these guys, the main men. Harry Kane, 5 goals to his name so far. Of course, Anthony Gordon has chipped in with a couple of assists as well, with Declan Rice most crosses, and of course Jude Bellingham with the most sprints. Those are your at least three of your 4 key personnel coming into this one. It's all about who's going to start this game. Of course, it's most likely to be something along these lines with Pickford, O'Reilly, Gay, three. I've got Stones coming back in for England in the back four with Konsa moving to the right-hand side. I've got Rice, Anderson, Rashford, Bellingham, Madueke and Kane, of course. But the game against DR Congo, which we'll elaborate on here in a second, left more questions than answers, I think, for England coming into this. But they did breeze through in the end. Well, I wouldn't say breeze through, but they qualified via Group L as top bins there, 7.7 possible 9. They'd opened up with a perfect second half performance anyway against Croatia, 4-2 winners. Then they drew with Ghana 0-0 and squeaked past Panama 2-0 to make it 2 wins out of a possible 3. As, of course, they continue their World Cup journey, they did go through the round of 32, and they did beat DR Congo to set up this matchup at the Mexico City Stadium on the 6th of July in England, 5th of July in the Mexico. And, of course, they wait in the wings to see who will navigate through to the quarterfinals in Miami.
Somebody at the door. Oh my. Who could it be? Wow. 2 packages from Fanatics. Unbelievable.
Thanks again, Fanatics, for hooking me up with these lovely looking shirts. Each and every one of these and much more are available at the Blackburn Overseas storefront. Link should have been at the bottom of the screen there, also in the description down below. But back to you, Dirk, at the studio. Alright folks, now these guys are familiar foes, having played 9 times according to my data, with England winning 6 of them, 2 wins for Mexico, and there's been 1 draw. Mexico have actually scored just the 4 goals against England, compared to England's 23, with the last matchup between these two sides back in 2010. It was a 3-1 win for England, of course, in a friendly. I don't have the records for when the last Mexico victory was. Anyway, coming into this, the squads are still chalk and cheese. The golfing quality on paper is there. Just shy of 200 million for that in Mexico. As for England, and 1.3 billion for the squad coming into this. England also have a much younger squad compared to that Mexico, and they also have 6 foreigners playing outside the Premier League, or top flight there, as 14 players play outside Mexico football. The golf in market value is probably made up at least probably $1 billion of it by the atmosphere and of course the raucous crowd that's going to be at this matchup. So yes, the market value on paper is in favour of England, but it's a difficult matchup, this one. Of course, everyone's talking about the altitude. Declan Rice was hanging out his arse against DR Congo. Can he bounce back in this one? We'll wait and see. The win index does favour England here just, though, 38% compared to the 31% of Mexico, and 31% is also the draw. So it's evenly matched there. The public opinion, though, again, we only dropped this less than 24 hours. 3,000 votes on this one, so I do appreciate the love on these little things. So come back and make sure you keep going all the way through to the final. 58% of you back Mexico here. That's going against the win index. But what about me? Well, I'll tell you about me in just a second. I want to bring back the old bracketology here and showcase you what this means. Of course, the winner of this matchup will then take on the winner of the Brazil-Norway round of 16 matchup in Miami on July the 11th. So from one rat's nest to another, it's going to be a difficult encounter regardless of who comes out of this one. But of course, this is the business end of this competition, and of course, it doesn't, it's going to be a difficult game. Whatever, no matter how you spin it, it could even go beyond 90 minutes and into extra time. I have got, you probably ain't going to be surprised with this one, but if I can find it, I'm going to go with on this. Yes, indeed, I'm going to stack with this one. I'm going to go with they're relying heavily, England, on Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham. They, of course, are going to be the best players on this pitch. But there is maybe a little bit of a lack of understanding maybe at this back four. I think the defence is a question mark. I think the fluidity of this team is questionable. And if Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham are not playing or not on fire like they have been, then it's going to be one-sided affair. I'm going to think it's going to be tight, though. I think Mexico need to score early. I need to get a bit of momentum and get that crowd on the side. Otherwise, if England score first, then we might be in for something else here. But I'm going to stick my neck out on this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win here for Mexico to take the win, and into the quarterfinals they go in the 2026 World Cup. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. That, of course, is my prediction. Let me know yours, of course, in the comments. The best and the worst will be featured in the review show when, of course, we come back to talk about this result. Of course, if you want to look at some other predictions made by myself at the channel, we've got the cat prediction. We've also got the ones made by a bunch of ping pong balls. Make sure to check those out as well. Link should be on the screen right about now. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We're done.